a very disappointing World Cup. We had a reasonable build-up when Alan Davis took over, but after the disappointments of the 90 season, having been captain of a whitewash side, which was perhaps one of the lowest periods in my career, we did struggle somewhat to gain any confidence going into that competition. But with Alan Davis there and a new management team, we felt we had a reasonable opportunity at least of progressing to the knockout stages. But perhaps one of the lowest or the most difficult periods in Welsh rugby was there for everyone to see. We lost our first game to Samoa at Cardiff, which was a massive disappointment naturally for everyone. And then we had to play the team who became world champions, Australia, in the next match, and then Argentina, and we struggled badly.
Martin Morris almost tackling him, but Bayanga going through. Jones and Lewis going back. Who gets the touch? The try is awarded. Tomalatai, Bayanga. Surely a try here for Baipale. Going over at the corner. The second try then of this second half for Western Samoa. Come away again. Ball though still alive. Scott Gibbs into Mosley. What a lovely little dummy by the second row. Creates the platform then for Wales as they drive on. Room again on the far side for Mike Hall. Arthur Emmett outside him. The switch into Emmett. He's going to get there, is he? That will be the option here taken by Wales. Mark Ring has gone over to the blind side. Here's Ring. Goes for the gap. Gives it to Ian Evans. He's in for the try. And that's it. The final whistle. What a dramatic victory then. Capesi again injects the pace, sidesteps, gives the pass to Liner. He can go all the way himself. He's got Uprangawi should he need him. He doesn't need him. So another superb move then, and a superb try by Australia as Michael Liner celebrates his 50th cap with that superb try.
Webster keeping it going, and there's a chance. Emil Lewis. Gathered by Arnold, a try for Wales, and they needed that. The forwards are
I remember sitting in the hotel with the players, waiting to see whether Argentina could beat Samoa by X number of points in order that we would actually go through. That was never the case. Samoa were a very good side. They progressed from then and went on to the knockout stages and left us sort of packing our bags and going back home. So. Yeah, that was a huge disappointment, and it was difficult to lift ourselves up from there. But yeah, the '91 World Cup was certainly a period where, or an event or a tournament where we should have done better. We never ever reached any of the potential that the players had, and we just disappointed.
1993 was memorable for Wales for one victory. According to pundits, England only had to turn up at Cardiff for their third successive Grand Slam. But that was not according to Ian Evans.
We all read the papers, we all watch TV, we know what people's thoughts are prior to the game, and we utilised that to its full. We defended McDavis and we hit everything that moved, capitalising on the mistakes, and the mistakes came, and we scored from one. Emil Lewis put a kick through. For me, I was about to chastise him for not passing, and I could see that Rory thought that John Webb was coming across, and vice versa, and they both turned their back to it. And I came motoring on through and put my boot to the ball and chased it over the line. But again, the atmosphere at that point was something else.
'94, Wales' last championship of the century, albeit on points difference.
That was probably, during my tenure, one of our best ever performances. As you said, in torrential rain, and we scored 3 tries, handling in all of them, and it was good to see, and I think everybody came away with a feel-good factor there, having enjoyed the game, enjoyed playing it, and we totally destroyed Scotland, which set us up nicely for the games to come.
Bounces back eventually to Moon, to Jenkins. Davies. Long floated pass is a good one to Hall. Gives him a bit of room. Cuts back inside. Into the Irish 22. Very well weighted pass to Hall then. This Moon attacking again. Jenkins. Chances on here. Jenkins goes and reaches for the try. a fine score. Inside the French half. Wales through Gavin Jenkins. Missed them all, but Quinnell picks up and breaks off. Scott Quinnell tries to get the feed inside, and he could get there himself. He goes and gets. The try is given, and the triumphant Scott Quinnell looked as though he'd been foiled as he couldn't get the pass in, but the youngster, in just his 4th international, gets his first points for Wales. And what a triumphant moment for Scott Quinnell, son of Derek. Perhaps he glances up to him in the stand. Tremendous driving from Quinnell.
And Scott Quinnell, an individual charge, again looking for Simon Hill outside him. The inside pass is blocked, but such power and strength from the young man.
Then on to Twickenham and a possible Grand Slam.
It hadn't happened for such a long time, you know, and it's pretty new to us. And in fact, that probably cost us dear as well, the fact we were so nervous about it and so unused to occasions such as this, you know, a Grand Slam decider. And I think for the first 70 minutes of the game, we still couldn't believe where we were.
As Morris can swing it, Carling it out to half then. Space here for De Glanville. Ian Evans stays off. Great pace from De Glanville. What a try this will be! Laurie Underwood! Gloriously done by England. Suddenly, there's a little movement. There's greater purpose. And gaps are opening. Ricky Evans, one more might do it. It's there for Walker. Yes, he does.
There is the consolation, for what it's worth, of the Five Nations Trophy after victories over Scotland, Ireland and France. Her Majesty the Queen presents the Five Nations Trophy to the winners, Wales and Ian Evans.
With the inconsistency of the Welsh team of this era, the next season saw Wales take the wooden spoon in the championship. And this was the year of the South African World Cup. Drawn in a group with Ireland, Japan and New Zealand, the Welsh team knew that the Irish game would hold the key to who would progress.
And McBride on zone, and McBride is going to score a sensational try. On the rampage, Kagan coming in, he's just gone down, he's evasive. Up to the Welsh post. Hogan feeds Paddy John, and Wales are struggling here. It's going to be a try for Eddie Harvey, the replacement. Frantic effort seized by Wales. Jones again to restart. There must be a try. There's a long overlap here. Tony Clements got Michael and Ian Evans, and the fullback goes himself. Hands on to Jonathan Humphreys, and Wales have scored at last. And the replacement will have to come on. But Wales get on with it, and it's Hemi Taylor. And Hemi Taylor has scored.
Losing to the Irish meant that Wales would probably have to beat both Japan and the All Blacks.
Derwyn Jones wins it at the front. Andy Moore with the reverse pass. Neil Jenkins half through and fully through this time. Hemi Taylor, Davis out to Ian Evans, and Ian Evans is going to score a second. Neil Jenkins. David Evans onto Hemi Taylor, and Hemi Taylor's going to storm through here. And Hemi Taylor of Cardiff, born Waikato. Here he is for Wales in Bloemfontein, scoring against Japan. It's multinational, but more than that, it's a 7th try for Wales.
He gave it into Arlo Brown. He's a hard man to stop. There's the 5-metre mark. Basham. Mertens picked it up on the half volley. Little again. Ellis and Evans. Ellis wins. Mertens. Bomu and Proctor. Bomu. 3 of them onto him, and they scragged him. But they didn't hold him. And he may get there, yes, but Crossbell gets it.
New Zealand 34, Wales 9. Wales out of the World Cup. But in 1995, in other quarters, there seemed to be a light at the end of the tunnel.
Subsequent to the repeal of the amateur regulations, rugby will become an open game. There will be no prohibition on payment or the provision of other material benefit to any person involved in the game.
All things being equal, I would love the game to remain amateur. But the fact of the matter is the world of the true amateur, in many ways, has now gone. And it didn't end as that in Paris. It had already gone before that.
The one country that's benefited, I think, more than anybody else, and as far as players are concerned, since the game has gone open, and that is Wales. Wales are not losing any more players to Rugby League. Not one in the last 6 years. And in actual fact, we've had them all come back as well. Plus a few that shouldn't have been picked.
Professionalism has brought with it a more open-minded approach. Graham Henry, a Kiwi, took over as a coach for the game against South Africa at Wembley in 1998, when Wales played well in a losing cause. Victory against Argentina fueled hopes of a strong championship. Hopes which were dashed against the Scots and the Irish.
What a tragedy for Wales. It's a try for Kevin Max.
But against Ireland, there were signs of improvement.
Hands from the Welsh. Shane Howarth, can he get to the line? Yes, he can.
Then the French at the new Stade de France.
And fairly cold day in Paris. Wales' ambitions this afternoon are far more modest. They seek to avoid a third consecutive defeat in this season's Five Nations. And even more importantly, perhaps, they're trying to win in Paris for the first time in 24 years. This is Howley on the break. Gibbs is outside. Howley tries to go himself. 5 metres short. Remarkable opening by Wales. The try is there. And Colin Jarvis is the scorer. It's no more than the red shirts deserve. They've created the chances, and at last, one has been converted. Wales 8, France 0.
And the French defence is non-existent. Robert Howley going through a huge hole there. But Jarvis did well to pick up that ball, and there's still a lot of work to do, and he drives over for a tremendously important try for Wales.
Colin Jarvis, his third for his country, his first in the Five Nations. The other two came against Argentina at Stradey Park last autumn. Jenkins converts. And a remarkable start for Wales. But it's still Welsh possession. They've held on to it. And this is Mark Taylor. Taylor of Swansea. Taylor almost wriggling his way clear. It's still Welsh ball, and it's still Robert Howley. Neil Jenkins. David James. James, the second Welsh try. Brilliant play by Wales. And this is superb entertainment.
It's another great try by Wales. The forwards did so well to set this ball up in the middle of the field, and Jenkins brings the man in. David James taking a deep position. Remember, he was in the middle of that ruck. He got out onto the left wing to score over in the corner. Well done, Wales. Battled back into this game. A lot of work to do by David James, but he's a big, strong boy, and Bernard Sal was never going to stop him. Good try.
Coach Henry said he was looking for a big game from the Quinnell brothers. They've supplied it so far, and here goes Howard again. Out to James. He's turned inside Bernard Sal. Jarvis is running to get in support. David James didn't look. Again, it's Howley. Howley could go all the way. Harborough comes, but it's out to Craig Quinnell is galloping over. Magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. He scored against Ireland a fortnight ago. He's got his second in the red shirt. And what a try this is for Wales again.
Craig Quinnell working so hard to get up onto that right wing position and sprint over. What a try, and even all the French crowd are applauding Wales. Fabulous rugby. David James on the left, and when he lays it back, Robert Howley. I thought Howley was going to go all the way here. The gap opened up for him, but intelligently he could see that Craig Quinnell was out there. And the big man, he loved this. With second try for Wales. Fabulous.
And now Quinnell has made it a family hat-trick against France. Neil Jenkins has added the extra 2 points. It's France 18, and it's Wales 28. And this is their highest score ever in Paris. It surpasses your 25 points back in 1975, JJ. France 28, Wales 28. 28 minutes gone of the second half. And a vital penalty attempt for Neil Jenkins. He struck it well. Marvellous kick, and Wales are back ahead. He's had a shaky second period. Howley, the captain, disappointed to be off the field. Delighted that his side, his battling side, are back in the lead. France within 5 metres. And they're lining up outright. It must be a try for the blue shirts. Out it goes, and it's Castagnet. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Is that a late tackle on Shane Howarth? Yes, it is. Jim Fleming indicates Thomas Castagnet went in with a shoulder. And is the hero about to become a villain? Has Castagnet given advantage back to Wales? It's all eyes on Neil Jenkins.
But Jim Fleming said that that was deliberate. Let's have a look at it. Chipped ahead. Well, the shoulder was up in fact into the neck of Shane Howarth. Quite a dangerous tackle. It was a penalty.
Another absolutely vital, crucial kick for Neil Jenkins. 35 minutes are approaching. Wales trail by 2 points. It's the little chip. He's turned his back. He knows it's there. And there's delight again for the travelling thousands of Welsh people. And great composure displayed once again by Neil Jenkins. And it is a truly remarkable game and a remarkable scoreline. France 33, Wales 34. We have 5 minutes left. Wales have waited 24 years for a victory in Paris. Is Castagnet going to deny them as well? Castagnet strokes it. It's past the post. Huge disappointment for France. Big relief for Wales. And Thomas Castagnet has failed to repeat what he did in Dublin. Jim Fleming has blown his whistle. That is a truly remarkable afternoon of rugby. And Welsh joy is unbounded. It's no wonder at all. They waited a long time. 24 years ago, 1975. 11 consecutive defeats here in Paris. But they've come, and in a truly marvellous game, they have triumphed.
The game against Italy confirmed the sense of progress.
It's another try, and that is that.
And finally, Wembley. And to the arriving Welsh team, the old stadium must have looked and sounded like home from home. But the English were clear favourites, looking for a triple crown and a Grand Slam. Neil Jenkins kept the Welsh in the game, just, with Graham Henry living on his nerves. But England stretched further and further ahead with power and pace, until at last a chink in the armour, and a try by Shane Howarth converted by Jenkins, and then into injury time.
Bad decision, bad decision.
They've played about a minute and a half of injury time at the end of the game. England leading 31 points to 25. Jenkins prods Wales up to right on the England 22. The Welsh support, thousands of them here in a 76,000 capacity crowd, trying to lift their team for one final effort. Again, they've only got 3 forwards in the line-out, and it's been left to Chris Wyatt, and how well he did that again. Scott Quinnell, a bust by Scott Gibbs. Scott Gibbs is through. Scott Gibbs has scored. What an amazing try. Scott Gibbs' 6th try for Wales in his 39th international. It's 31 points to 30. But the goal has still got to be kicked. A marvellous score. The angle of his run was superb.
Chris Wyatt, the workhorse, and just for once the England midfield defence is found wanting against Tim Rodber of all people. Oh dear, he gave away the penalty, which I think was harsh, and then he misses the tackle. Oh, Scott, don't do that, just touch down for the try.
After England, victory against Argentina. Next up, South Africa at the new stadium.
Scott Quinnell, Colin Jarvis behind. That's another missed, but it's come back to Wales and Jarvis might profit. Gavin Jenkins held his head in disgust as they lost the ball, but now here's a chance for Wales. Mark Taylor! Taylor will score! A brilliant end to an opening half that's gone Wales' way. Quinnell is through the first tackle, still going, tremendous surge by the Welsh number 8. Up they come outside, Jenkins, Gareth Thomas, he's in the corner. Scott Quinnell is leading the massed voices. He's calling for support to ring around the Millennium Stadium, that is Cardiff Arms Park. Up comes Montgomery, superb tackle by Mark Taylor. Happy Detroy has lost the ball. Ed Morrison blows the final whistle, and that is one of the most remarkable results in the long history of Welsh rugby. What a turnaround from the humiliation of Loftus Versfeld 12 months exactly ago. It's a historic result on a historic occasion. Wales have christened the new Millennium Stadium in the best possible way. Their first ever victory over South Africa.
Yeah, they're not the world champions for no reason, are they? We knew half-time going in with a good lead. We knew second half, the first 15 minutes, they're going to chuck everything at us, and